So we have some Kickstarters, and one of them is pretty big. It came in, it was announced like right after our last podcast, but it's now officially live, which is the Mega Man Pixel Tactics crossover. If you're not familiar with Pixel Tactics, it's a level 99 tactical card game for 2 players. The original one is all based around this 8-bit art, and you have this 3x3 field, and you're battling each other.
Yeah. And if you're not familiar with Mega Man, play some video games. Also, it's a small little blue robot who kills other robots for power-ups. That's all you really need to know.
That's all you really need to know. And this is actually a partnership with Jasco Games, who published the Mega Man board game itself, which came out a little while ago. And this is basically just, well, it's 2 decks. There's a blue one and a red one, and together they have all of the robot masters from the first 6 Mega Man games. It's just based around the NES games, if you can tell from the art style. And you can buy one or both, and it's fully compatible with the original Pixel Tactics.
I would hope so.
Yeah, so you can totally mix and match. But other than that, it is pretty much Pixel Tactics. Like, it's a new expansion for that. If you're not familiar with Mega Man, you don't need to be at all. There's no kind of trivia, and even their abilities are.
Well, I know that Bubble Man can be Fireman, so I can do.
Yeah, it's not like in Mega Man where like you get the weapon that's always better than against the other guy. Although that'd be kind of funny. But so it seems like a pretty good fit. I don't know. What do you think about this kind of it's a crossover from not just 2 board game companies, but 2 board game companies and a video game company.
The first thing that I think is funny, because I think we talked a little bit about this with the League of Legends one, is the dichotomy between the video game community and the board game community, and how they view each other, and also how they view the pricing of things and stuff. But this should be on a much lower price that makes sense to video gamers, like, because it's just a card game. And I think it makes sense here a lot, because the game Pixel Tactics is about pixel guys that, in essence, always mocking the idea, or not mocking, satirical of the whole 8-bit era, not just Mega Man, but Final Fantasy and Mario and all that stuff. So I think it's a perfect fit alongside.
I agree. It seems like pretty much a no-brainer.
I mean, that doesn't mean we should throw video games into every game. I don't think we should get Arkham Horror Mario.
I do. Mario Arkham Horror.
There's plenty of things that could fit perfect, and this is one of them. Because I definitely feel Mega Man's one, not as bad as Sonic, but I definitely feel a lot of people feel his 8-bit adventures are probably his better ones.
Yeah, well, he just hasn't had that many 3D or anything recently. Yeah, for sure. And I wonder if they would add any other. I wonder if it seems like it was really this perfect, like, serendipitous thing where the other board game company had the rights to that, as opposed to them communicating to Capcom, for example. So I wonder if this doesn't seem like something that would happen again too often. Like, I don't know. Maybe it'll be a big success. Maybe we'll see Street Fighter Pixel Tactics.
Well, we already know isn't Street Fighter going to come up in level 99 already and stuff?
I don't know if it was level 99, but there is another game with Street Fighter coming out.
The one who, like, the big ones that are interesting for me to see do things are Riot Games, which we did see, and Nintendo. The reasoning, because to me, out of all other game companies, those 2 are, and there's probably some others, but these are the 2 I really know, are very protective about their stuff. Like, I know Riot Games was really hard to push for official merchandise and figures for a long time. And Nintendo, well, we've seen how Nintendo acts constantly, like, with their stuff. So it'd be interesting to see those guys start creeping into the board game business more. That isn't just the obvious Monopoly and, the things that usually just get skinned over.
Yeah, I would love that. Even like a... like the Cryptozoic deck building Zelda game would be a huge step. Would be like, wow, because they've never even, Monopoly is the only thing. Oh, and they've had in chess, Mario Chess.
Right. No, I mean, I wouldn't count that. Even though the deck building Cryptozoic is sort of like that, it isn't because the deck building mechanics there. It's not. It's not the Monopoly or the Yahtzee, like the one that you could blindfold playing the same game. But no, I definitely agree. Seeing like those and. Another cool thing, sort of related to level 99. This was an official, but I don't remember if you recall. Someone actually took their other game. I'm blanking the 2-fighter.
BattleCon.
Thank you, BattleCon, and edited to have all the Smash Brothers characters.
Oh, I remember that.
In which you actually use the amiibos to move back and forth.
I think we talked about it on the show.
Yeah, and that was really cool. And I actually sent my cousin I sent him that game so he can then modify it with his amiibos and stuff.
Yeah, it's definitely a good. a good crossover appeal thing. I'm sure they're going to get a ton of people who only play video games interested in this that they wouldn't have otherwise.
No, we need to join the communities together.
We do.
So we can hate together.
It is only $15 for each pack, and if you buy both together, it's $35. So you're saving $5. Or I'm sorry, it's $20 for both.
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute, that's 5 more.
$20 for both, and together it's $35. So you're saving $5 in that case. Now, next up, moving away, let's more pixels, more polygons. Destiny Aurora Renegades. What's going on here?
Now, this one apparently is based on a book series, which I do not know anything about, so
all right,
let's continue from there. And the idea is it's a 2 to 4 player game, and you're playing on you have your ship, and you're fighting each other in space, and you all have objectives and stuff. But you also have a crew in which they actually you have little miniatures, so you decide who fills what role.
Okay.
And then your goal is also land on planets to find treasure and do other objectives. But to do so, you need a landing party. So you may
Star
send
Trek.
the people you may send, though, someone else may have to fill the slot. So you may send your weapon officer, and therefore your medic's taking care of the guns, which he's not a good aim. So it becomes this really fun balance of I thought it was really cool because we've played games when you fight just in space or just a planet, and this is a cool balance of the two. And to me, that was really cool. And I think that crew members, they had 50 something, if I recall, a large cast to pull from, each with their own miniatures and abilities and stuff. So to me, I thought that was really cool and allowed for a lot of unique change-ups, and definitely the next step of what we'd want from a star sci-fi based game.
Yeah, because we played a lot of those, like you said, like Space Alert, and then there's Space Cadets, and then they made Space Cadets Away Missions, which was the on-land part.
Right.
So this is
and even
both.
Firefly, if you recall, you go on missions, but it's not the same. You don't feel
you're not
outside
on the
of someone
planet.
dying. You're not oh, if I send this guy, I don't have the repair on the ship or something.
You feel like you're on your ship still, conducting.
Honestly. And how many times do we almost just send everyone?
Almost all the time, which may speak more to our poor strategies then. But
because I feel like at the time it's just I want more meat shields for the characters, so to speak, than maybe a couple times you don't, River.
But anyway,
yeah.
this sounds like a cool thing.
I definitely think if you're into the sci-fi genre, this is definitely something to check out. Miniatures too. It has miniatures.
It has miniatures, people.
So,
it goes for $75, so it's a miniatures. You get those miniatures in there.
But a whole bunch of variety and stuff for all different campaigns. And of course, like I said, they're actually maps for off-world and space. So when you actually go off-planet, you are moving around a little planet area.
It's pretty awesome. Check that one out. If you don't like sci-fi, maybe you like fantasy a little bit more.
Maybe.
This one I thought sounded really cool and interesting. It is called Expelled, emphasis on the spelled. This is sort of a very unique concept to me. They had another game, I believe it was called The Cloudland, which came before this, and this is sort of an evolution of that same concept, that engine. It's an RPG / storytelling / choose your own adventure kind of game. It's a book, and the premise is that
books.
Yeah, the premise is you've all joined a wizarding school, and it's like the safety school that you're not good wizards. Everybody gets accepted into this school, and you're going on adventures. It's for 2 to 6 players, and you're doing things. But what makes it really unique and interesting, it's like an RPG. You have characters and stats, and you're making choices as a group. But you're actually going to be throughout the game cutting out pieces of paper and crafting them. So, for example, your characters you cut out your own characters and you can color them in yourself, and they have their own. If you get armor, you can attach armor to them and color it in, that kind of thing.
Okay.
You have wands, and your wands are folded 3D paper craft, and it has instructions within, almost like origami style, on how to create these, not origami, but paper craft kind of thing. Create your different things, and there's a lot of variety of different mini games, and you have to make choices and go to different pages and cut stuff out. But it does come with also PDF, so if you did want to replay it, you can reprint things and do them again. So I haven't tried that original concept, but it sounds really fun and unique and interesting, and it's a family-friendly thing. You can play it with kids or adults. And I'd love to try it.
Now I just imagine we sit at the table okay, we all should be similar crafting period. Then Kubo goes down, just hits us with a guitar, and it's oh crud.
Yeah, that would be Kubo's OP in this game. But yeah, if you like storytelling, adventure, I don't know, it sounded really neat. Or things like
origami.
Yeah, origami. What's the Tales of Arabian Nights? It's like that kind of a thing. It's only $15 to get the full book. And that comes with the print and play, so you can even like try it out.
Nice.
And since so much of this is print and cut and color and stuff,
You probably need that print and
yeah,
play.
it's a pretty good deal. So check that one out. Expelled, finally, not a game, flight deck, panel and case.
Yeah.
What's this?
So this is actually a really cool product. It's like a little folder, no big, like literal. Think of the size of a folder.
Okay.
It actually like folds out like those laptops that can like click open like this or a touchscreen or something, and you can hold all your like they use pretty much Star Wars. It's obvious Star Wars X-Wings was initially the thought, but you can use it for other things, and it was really cool.
Okay.
You can actually hold all your cards in position, so you can actually show the damage on them and stuff. And to me, this was really cool because it had slots for just the small cards, the damage cards like they have, which we know plenty of other games that have that kind of stuff, and bigger cards. And I thought this was really cool because I thought it was a nice, smaller travel pactition that can carry something, while also like in a game like not just the X-Wing like they use, but also like Arkham. I can think of all the times when you have like 6 different cards, you can actually have a little binder or something. Everyone can bind for each person or something.
Right.
And I thought it was a really fun appliance for a game application to bring to the table.
Well, it's like in Mage Wars, having that binder for your spell cards is kind of neat. It's kind of like that for anything. Yeah, anything that adds helpful organization is always
because
plus.
I mean, by giving the vertical space, also, how many times have we been like we're just starting to push into each other, like.
That is an interesting thought. It's almost like, what if there was like a board of like a Velcro board for you to have? But yeah, like if you like, there's a lot of things on it for most board games that if you made them vertical, somehow could really like this. It does really save you a lot of space and make things easier to look at. It's kind of interesting.
Well, if you think about it, when in a digital game, what helps with it because they actually you scroll, so it technically is vertical.
Right.
So I thought this was a really fun, simple application to really help a lot of board games in some management.
And you can find that one for $30 on Kickstarter, as well as all these other Kickstarters linked right below in this video. We recommend them. We liked them. Check them out. See what you think. If there's any that we missed that we didn't say,
Let us know.
let us know.